Moment, the Defend Our Democracy campaign says it's shocked by how former President Jacob Zuma is claiming to be a victim of an oppressive and unjust court system. This just hours after the Constitutional Court reserved judgment on the State Capture Commission's case to have him found guilty of contempt of court. Defend Our Democracy says it refuses to stand by as thieves and opportunists degrade the Constitution. It went to visit struggle stalwart Ahmed Kathrada's gravesite today. Masejo Retlaga joins me now for more. Masejo, the campaign was scathing yet again against the former president. Tell us a little bit more.
Well, of course, Anli, and I think for them, because of the fact that most of the leaders of this campaign are people who are ANC veterans, they are struggle stalwarts who stood for other political parties, but for one thing, for all South Africans to be free and for the poor and poverty to be eradicated in the country. So they were scathing against the president. Once again, Murphy Morobe, a former ANC member, or still an ANC member, he didn't hold back when he spoke about the president. He spoke about being disappointed. As you remember, Anli, this is the same campaign that was outside the Constitutional Court on Monday to mark Human Rights Day. The Defend Our Democracy campaign was launched in reaction to the president's defiance of the Constitutional Court's judgment to have him to go finish off his testimony at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. So Murphy Morobe talking about a president who, for instance, has been described as somebody who goes against the oath of office that he's taken. The Defend Our Democracy campaign not being the only people who feel this way about the former president. They've described him as somebody who, signed away his powers, his constitutional powers as the former president, and gave those powers to individuals, private individuals, who were not voted for by the citizens of this country. But here is Murphy Morobe speaking for himself about what he and the campaign thinks about the former president.
After all, we now know that the threat to our democracy goes beyond that, just that posed by any one individual, the most prominent of those individuals being Jacob Zuma, in whom has been revealed the embodiment of a political culture that is fundamentally an antithesis to democracy and characterized by a still ill-formed cult of the personality, ruled by factional dictate and nepotism.
Masejo, what did they say about him not filing responding papers in the case?
Well, to take you back to Thursday, Anli, when that contempt of court case was heard in the Constitutional Court, we remember that it went unopposed, which means that it was only the State Capture Commission of Inquiry that was filing or making arguments in the Constitutional Court to about 6 or 7 justices. So the president was given, after the Zondo Commission filed its papers, to have the Constitutional Court make a decision on whether or not the former president was in contempt of court, and its application to have him jailed for 2 years. The Constitutional Court said yes to hearing that case, and they gave the former president until the 8th of March to file responding papers and affidavits to the case. He didn't. That date came and went, and the president didn't say anything. But on Thursday evening, after the Constitutional Court reserved judgment in that case, the former president released a statement. I think many South Africans who are interested in the politics of this country saw that statement. And basically in that statement, the former president reiterating what he's been saying that he believes that the justice system is no longer what it was supposed to be or what it was. He believes that there is no judge in the land of South Africa that can be, unbiased when it comes to any cases that involve him, scathing basically towards the justice system in itself. And this is exactly what the Zondo Commission was against when they filed this contempt of court case in the Constitutional Court. They said that he not only went, and defied the Constitutional Court in terms of the actual commission, but also just attacked the entire judicial system and disrespected it. And this this is somebody who, of course, took an oath to respect the constitution of this country. At some point, Tembeka Tobi, who is for the commission, was saying that, there'll be many other commissions after this. And this commission is going to finish its work hopefully in June, and it'll come and go, and probably people won't even remember it happened. But the disrespect towards the justice system in South Africa will be forever. Those were his words. And this is basically what Murphy Morobe also emphasized. And he says he was shocked that the former president still continues to see himself as a victim, this being a person who missed that 8th of March deadline, but writes the statement on the evening of the court case being reserved, or the judgment being reserved, saying that he's still a victim of people who, are using politics, or rather using the courts to politicize a matter within the ANC. Here's Murphy Morobe again.
In it, spurious claims are made about how, among other things, many South African judges, including those of the Constitutional Court, can no longer bring an open mind to cases involving him. Despite having spent all overtures from the court to submit his representations, he presents himself as a victim, with the entire judicial system having turned against him. A very sad ending indeed for someone who in previous platforms not only appointed the very same judges, presided over their swearing-in ceremonies, but also lauded our independent judiciary. But of course, that was all fine until he himself was now expected to present himself to the same system for adjudication.